Greetings. I'm going to try to do a little something different tonight on Free and Three. I'm doing this on a Monday night. I'm going to try to do this without looking at myself. I'd like to talk to you tonight about the shootings going on in the bars. Okay? I think they're related many times to other things that are never mentioned in the media. Rarely, if ever, mentioned. ARs and ... guns and ... automatic weapons and what? Well, the what is alcohol abuse. You have to read way down past the gun blaming and the psychology and the wars and the PTS. But there is a study that does exist, probably not funded by the economic powerhouses that can pay $1 million for a 30-second ad on in the Super Bowl. But the research is there notwithstanding. You can blame the Muslim extremists or the so-called homophobes. Wait, perhaps they are one and the same. Or blame the inanimate object, the gun. In fact, if you want to blame an inanimate object, having a couple shots of ethanol will probably make that argument sound more plausible. Or you can go cause celeb and blame your favorite whipping boy, the NRA. They seem to have a lot of R in the middle of their initials, NRA. And we know it's not politically correct to like the R party. Or blame the hunter, blame the sportsman, blame the outdoor enthusiast, or blame Duck Dynasty for crying out loud. Or you can go systemic and class warfare and blame those big gun makers. They're so rich, you know. Now, unless you're talking about the military-industrial complex manufacturing smart bombs and cruise missiles and AI drones and so forth, I must confess I don't regularly see the super rich like Bill Gates or the Koch brothers or George Soros at the local gun shows. Or you can blame your otherwise least favorite ideologies or just do some plain old fear-mongering. The sky is falling. It's the end of the world. Oh, my babies, the children, the children. But whatever you do, don't mention this one. What am I talking about? ARs and alcohol is what I'm talking about. Guns and guzzling, automatic weapons, and alcohol abuse. Notice I'm not blaming the alcohol. I'm blaming alcohol abuse. Whatever you do, don't mention this one, though, because it'll be like teeing off in a shower. It's going to come back at you with a painful vengeance, trust me. And yet there it is, alcohol abuse. It features huge in domestic abuse, lovers' triangles, suicide, robberies. At what kind of stores again? Oh, yeah, liquor stores. Substance abuse mixed with other substances, of course, in gang violence. Shootings in taverns, in clubbings, in bars, in concerts. What's that specific substance mixed with other varieties of substances again? Oh, and I'm not even talking about CHOH, ethanol, and its connection with other violence like date rape, the date rape drug mixed in. Okay then, so now try to get anyone to agree on the definition of what alcohol abuse might actually be. It's everywhere, and so saying such makes it almost invisible. Can a fish describe water? That's all they know. It is like the crooked judge who won't convict pornographers or child pornographers. They can't even define it, or won't define it. They'll say something subjective like, quote, "Oh, I'll know when I see it," but of course they never see it. So how do you define moderation? Is it the same for everyone? How do you define our cultural loss of discernment? Is it just when you get to crazy talk and at-risk behavior? Is it when a person's intoxicated or inebriated? Or are those synonyms? What would be your top 10 holiday season navigational tips for moderation? Gun violence and alcohol abuse. There it is. It's everywhere, and yet it's unmentioned. There's one tip that I would give that doesn't contribute to the malaise. And at least for you as an individual, safeguard yourself, saves you a lot of money. And fortunately, there are scores of varieties of alternatives for hydration that keep your senses from being dulled and keep your sensibilities as well. But perhaps you, as a promoter of moderation in this vast, destructive cultural maze, have a top 5 or 10 guidelines to share that would be helpful for people. The one I had in mind is so mind-bogglingly simple, easy, inexpensive, non-obtrusive, and effective, and requires no government oversight and regulation. What is it? Take alternative hydration options galore without the CHOH ethanol. Want to read an article about the study? Go to tinyurl.com/boozeguns. I'll spell it for you. It's a great article. It's actually on the New York Times, which I don't recommend very often, but it's on the op-ed page. Here's that URL again. tinyurl.com. tinyurl.com / that's the slash next to the capital question mark on your keyboard, booze, BOOZEGUNS, booze guns, tinyurl.com/booze guns. Alcohol abuse and the mass shootings and the Saturday night specials and the domestic abuse and everything else. That's the one part of the story people never mention, and yet is a common denominator at an extremely high rate. So anyway, that's my free and three tonight. I don't know if that came through well or not, but hopefully you were able to get it. Greetings to Linda Austin, Andrew Vitale from Arzim, Bob Clapper from Ratio, Ann Chi, good to see you, Ann, Dennis Charleston, Stuart Jenkins. Wow, I wonder if I clicked on one of these names, if you might join me on the call. Let's see. No, I guess I can't do that. I'm going to try to figure that out sometime, how to get people to join me on these calls. So, do I believe the Bible teaches teetotaling? No, I don't. Do I practice it personally? Yes, I do. A lot of cultural reasons for that. But no, I'm actually seriously asking for your suggestions about moderation, about your tips. But honestly, if you follow my example and you check out the news stories and the proliferation of alcohol abuse in USA culture, I think you'll find that there's quite a case to be made for taking more significant action than anecdotal platitudes that are pretty superficial. And yeah, so I commend that one to you. Alternative forms of hydration. God bless you this holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Glad for the Jewish folks that got their liberation from Antiochus Epiphanes. And I hope you're having a great Monday night. God bless. That's it for now.